Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to the video. This time we're going to get started on the SH Figuarts Kamen Rider Jin Flying Falcon. I don't know, I can't make sounds as good, obviously, as the progress keys. But I will say this, I very much enjoy Flying Falcon. I know a lot of people won't care anymore now that Burning Falcon has gone up for pre-order, but I was super excited for this and my excitement has stayed the same, and that is because I really enjoy Kamen Rider. So yeah, without further ado, let's jump to it. I want to say that pink and green work phenomenally well with the compound eyes. Normally, I wouldn't even notice that, but because it's the green eyes stand out so well here, it's just so nice. The silver and off-white obviously work very well as well too. It's something about the Force Rise designs that just look really nice. The compound mix, the asymmetrical, or should I say symmetrical design, but the way the colorway is, excuse me, it's so unique. Yeah, man, I really enjoy everything about this look, and it works for me. I mean, it hits a nice spot of creativity for me. So let's jump into that articulation now that we have that look. I love the little falcon here too, because this is a whole stolen progress key that he decided, I'm gonna make it mine, and boy did he. Looking up, it's really done easy. Looking down is just as easy, but I want that little bit of extra room. Thank God for SHF upgrade neck joint parts. I'm going to add that in after I do the review because I want to make sure everything was stock and normal. But I want that extra ability to look down, especially when doing certain flight poses or kick poses. So I would very much like that extra range. These actually move. I don't think I caught this on Hirobi, but these actually move a little to give you a little extra room. They can only go up or down. Same thing here for these ring parts. Our arms, you can actually plot a little and have that extra bit of range, allowing you to get straight across. Our arms are double jointed and there is a bicep swivel, so being able to touch your head is not an issue whatsoever. As you can see here, we can actually go, I should rotate that the right way. We can actually go all the way around with no issue, and it's a little bit of a butterfly joint, so you get an extra bit of room going forward as well too. You have your standard SHF joint, which allows you a full 360-degree rotation and full real-life movement. Put this back down, push that arm back in. As far as our upper torso goes, we can go forward. We have a pretty decent ab crunch. We can go backwards, pretty good backwards movement as well too. We even have the old school drop down method here, and it's really strong to the point where I didn't think originally Hirobi had it, but I had to make sure to look on all of them from now on. And allows you to go extra bit forward. You get your double joint, you get your thigh movement. Now, on Rushing Cheetah, this moves out of the way for you. That is not the case for Jin. Jins are actually attached on, so getting that movement, you have to make sure you get up and around in there. Which means when you're doing certain moves, be careful that your paint does not rub. So you can see here, just nicely posed up. Real simple pose too. And you can see, nice and easy. All with moving parts that allow you to kind of do what you need to do. The belt is also a little movable, so you don't have to make sure it gets all the way in the way. The progress key is removable as well too, if you want to do a finisher with the attached shotgun or the blade, depending on what you want to do, right? Our ankle pivot is pretty decent, but not as good as we normally get with SHF, but I can overlook that because I expected that with Hirobi, considering these two shared the same design. So again, this looks really good. It's one of those solid, I like everything about this, and there's not too much I can complain about. One thing I can complain about is I like this design with the swappable wing parts. I just feel like they're a tad bit too small, and I'll get into that right now as we go over the accessories. So let's get to it. Now, getting on with that, we actually get a, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 sets with 5 sets of hands, so that's like 10 total or whatever. So as you can see, you get your open standard palms for somewhat of an action pose, as you can see here. Then we get our closed fist. We get hands for his Flying Falcon flight pose or action pose, depending on how you want to go about it. These can even be Falcon clawing hands if you want them to. The same you get here. These ones give you a different action with the more index and middle finger out pointing. I probably use these for flight. Then you have your weapon holding hands. Now, Obviously, a lot of us are buying the 01 Figuarts, and in the show, you'll notice he uses both the blade, the attached shotgun, and the attached arrow. So I'm just going to use the shotgun here as an example. He has hands for holding them as well, too. So again, I love this, that everybody can kind of use the weapons. It's not just one person. So that makes it a lot more fun in my eyes. Last but not least, you'll get Jin's signature flight wings that he uses literally all the time, which I love everything about that. It's not one of those one-time gimmicks. So you can actually just pop these out, just removable there, and then you'll get the wings. They just pop right in, tabbing them in with no problem. So as you can see here, now we have our wings set up. So if you want to get those good flight poses, and this is why I want that extra joint, because even though he can look up perfectly fine, I just want it to be able for looking down, because as you can see, it's gonna like hit right here with the chin. A little bit of extra room will allow him to tuck that in. That way, when I do the flying down rider kick, it'll look a little bit more solid, right? At least in my eyes. But flight poses, no problem. He can hit them. Not a single problem. I just wish the wings were a little bigger, but I think they might be show accurate. I can't think about it right now while I'm on camera, to be honest. Someone's probably going to correct me, and I'm okay with that because that means you're getting the proper information. But I like the wings. I just wish they were a tad bit bigger. I think that's probably my only gripe with Jin. Like, otherwise, I like it a lot. Now, what I'm going to do is I am going to take the wings out, and we're going to size him up. Get him sized up with a bunch of different toys so you can see how he looks. So let's get to that. All right, first up, I want to compare all the 01 SHF that I have. And then we're going to compare it to some other lines and see how it looks. Next up, let's pair him with his partner and partner in crime, Horobi. So we got our main man Sting Scorpion here. Right? Let's get him nice and posed up. It's been a minute since I've posed him because I was waiting for Jin. So now we have these two. And even if I put Jin's head pretty much same size, these guys are about the same height. But because of the way his helmet design is, he looks a little bit taller. Next up, we got our main man, Falcon, who I call Angry Fua. And Angry Fua is also about the same size. I really like how everyone's design is similar but different, all because it's both technology-based and animal-based. So I think that's pretty cool. Next up, we have Rushing Cheetah. And she is smaller for obvious reasons. She's actually shorter. Not by much though, just shorter. And then we got, last but not least, we got 01, who I'm going to put this up, change around his head. There we go. So now we have all 5 main riders from 01. This is exciting. It really, really is. So I can't wait to take a group picture, do some cool stuff, and then let's see what it looks like next to some other stuff. So let's take these guys out of the way. Oop, I am just hitting things and knocking stuff down lately. I don't know what that's about. Maybe I'm just a little too overzealous. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't harm the review. Next up, we have SHF Kamen Rider Kuga, who I love to compare, but he actually makes sense in comparison now as a Kamen Rider. This is a renewal next to a normal size SHF. And as you can see, they fit in really well with each other. Next up, we have a Lightning Collection Lord Dragoo. I think he works pretty fine in Lightning Collection. Obviously, they're not going to be the same size, but I like it when they're different sizes. Definitely adds element. Next up, we have a Marvel Legends 6-inch Moon Knight. We have a 1000 Toys card. Ooh, let me get that foot ready. There we go. And as you can see, Jin is obviously not the tallest guy, but he does work pretty well. Also, by the way, I forgot I had Kuga's upper torso lifted a bit. So let me put that down a little bit. You see he's actually at a better height. Let's move these guys. Next up, we're going to do a Mythic Legions Lord Dragoo. And he is way, way bigger. But I've always had fun just doing that David and Goliath side stuff. You can use him as a mid-boss. Then we have a G.I. Joe Red Ninja. We have an Articulated Icons purple ninja. And Hirobi would be jealous because Hirobi is also purple. Since I don't have Mezco Me around, I'm going to use my Mezco Custom Nightwing by Tiny Pants Tailoring. As you can see, these guys are on the bigger side. And even though these guys are bigger, they look absolutely much better with Jin. So again, if you're going to mix up your universe, you kind of know what you're getting. Just for honorable mention, because most Storm Collectible stuff is bigger, and that's why I don't use them in size comparison. But today I'm going to use my Skeleton because I don't know, I just feel like he can use some shine. And as you can see, he's much bigger. I put some clothing on him, but he's even bigger than Mythic Legions, so that says a lot right there. All in all, I absolutely adore Jin. His paint scheme is awesome, and I'm a big Kamen Rider fan, so there's some bias there, and I'm not gonna say it's not true. But the only fault I really find in it is gonna be that wing issue. Overall, I mean, some people got a problem with the fact that it's web shop, but I've gotten over that long ago. That's a me thing. But yeah. Overall, I hope you enjoyed this review. I hope you found it informative. And as always, please guys, be good, do good, drink your water. Later.